Episode 106 of Dragon Ball Super. Let's get into it. This episode starts off from where the last left off, with Roshi and Goku resting before Goku actually heads off back into the tournament, giving Roshi some time to just, get back into shape for the upcoming matches. We then see Gohan and Piccolo are facing off against Universe 6's Dr. Rota. However, as Rota is speaking and saying about his ability and stuff, he does almost say his ability, however he is shot from behind by a sniper who also goes for Gohan and Piccolo too. They don't know where he is, but this sniper threat right here is the main focus of this episode. They hide and Piccolo deduces that it's possibly an energy attack focused on one point like his Makanko Sapo or the special beam cannon, and as they are moving to the next cover, Piccolo is shot, blowing his arm clean off. However, with some effort he does regenerate it, and it's crazy that his arm could just get blown off, and we do actually see he has, the kind of green blood coming out of there, a little bit of gore, something we don't really see that much in Super anymore. We then see Pran, one of the Universe 2 fighters, who is using brown orbs as sort of security cameras everywhere to track everyone in the tournament's movements. He blows some more out because he can't find anyone, however Gohan and Piccolo use a distraction to find out where an orb is, using a boulder and a ki blast to create a smoke screen from the cameras. Gohan and Piccolo then find a camera and find out that their attacker is watching every single move they make, as Pran turns on his thermal abilities on the camera to see them while the smoke screen is up, and fires a blast right at them. They dodge it and Piccolo notices that there's heat coming from the camera, and as another blast is fired right at Gohan, we cut away to see the Zenos with Daishinkan explaining to them what a sniper is. We then see Tenshinhan searching Rota's body, however as Vegeta and Goku are approaching him, a blast is fired right at Vegeta's face and it grazes him, it gives him a cut and everything, sending them both down to the floor. We then switch back to Gohan and Piccolo, however Piccolo man, he got in the way of the earlier blast, taking both of his arms clean off this time. Piccolo regenerates them and finds out that it's body heat he's detecting, so since they can't hide it, they're going to have to use their ki blast to surround the area with a bunch of different spots of heat so that Pran can't detect them. Pran then gets impatient and fires off this multitude of beams. It looks a lot like Super Boo's human extension attack back in the Buu saga as we go to a commercial break. We come back from the break with Goku, Vegeta and Tenshinhan watching Gohan and Piccolo dodge the attacks without attacking Pran, with Goku actually noticing that Pran is a little bit off in the distance. He's within eye level distance from Goku, Vegeta and Tenshinhan, and he is actually being shot from afar and he's reflecting the blast from his body. Vegeta and Goku then decide to go and both attack Pran while Tenshinhan goes after Gohan and Piccolo to help. Goku and Vegeta then start running at Pran, charging the Gallic Gun and the Kamehameha, firing them both off at Pran, stopping him for just a moment. Vegeta then fires a Gallic Gun, however stupidly for him, even though he might have deduced that he's reflecting the attacks. I mean, even Goku says, oh look, he's reflecting the attacks. He fires a Gallic Gun at Pran and Pran just reflects it back. Harmira is revealed to be firing the blast from afar as the sniper of this episode, with Pran acting as both a mirror for the blasts and an observer to see where everyone is. Tenshinhan notices the sniper, then uses the good old multiform technique to scout him out. The good old multiform technique, no weaknesses at all to it, other than the fact that it splits his power and speed in 4, or rather however many the multiform makes, that the person makes. So Tenshinhan goes for Harmira, but he immediately takes down 2 of Tenshinhan's clones. Goku and Vegeta continue to fight Pran, however instead of using Ki Blast, they decide to get a little bit inventive with their attacks. They just start throwing boulders at this man, it's absolutely hilarious. And because Tenshinhan is constantly attacking Harmira, he cannot shoot Pran, so he takes out the final one of Tenshinhan's clones, but now Tenshinhan is close enough to be able to use the Shin Kikoho or the Neo Tri-Beam, taking down Harmira in just one shot. That's all it took, one shot. However, as Tenshinhan is about to finish this man off, he does exactly what Krillin does, and he drops his guard. Another one down due to dropping his guard. It's honestly quite bad at this point, but Harmira fires into the ground beneath Tenshinhan, making him fall right off the stage, but as a little bit of a decent thing for Tenshinhan, he is able to take down Harmira with him, because while Harmira is laughing and celebrating, just like Krillin, instead Tenshinhan's clones jump in and drag him off the stage, as both Tenshinhan and Harmira are eliminated, putting Universe 7 down to 8 fighters and Universe 2 down to 6 fighters. Pran hasn't got any attacks left for Goku and Vegeta, and as he's escaping, Dr. Rota returns, stopping him, and again, he's about to tell him what his ability is, but Vegeta's just like, screw you guys. He Gallic guns them both off the stage, allowing Vegeta to take the lead with a total of 8 eliminations in this tournament, putting Universe 2 down to a further 5 fighters remaining, and Universe 6 down to 8 remaining. Goku notices that Tenshinhan has been put out and asks Vegeta to fight for them as they both head off, with Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, Piccolo, Roshi, 17, 18 and Freeza now leading the Universe 7 line, with 32 minutes remaining in the Tournament of Power as the episode ends there. But now with the episode out of the way, it's time to get into the overall thoughts of this episode. And honestly, for the first time in an extremely long time in Super, I haven't really had anything to say. I honestly don't. This episode was a really kind of a bang average episode, which is very weird for this tournament, because this tournament has been, not even really just this tournament, this arc has been extremely consistent with its quality in every single episode. This episode bored me until like the last maybe 5 minutes of the episode, and that's pretty bad, honestly. I mean, sure, they're allowed to have a conservative episode every now and again, where it's not action-based really, it's strategy-based, but I more so like when characters try and improvise a strategy as they go along, and as they fight whoever their opponent is. So I just found this episode to be a little bit too boring for my taste, to be honest. It was a very good looking episode, I will say. It's a very nice looking episode, but I couldn't get behind it. It's really boring. It's sad to see Tenshinhan as the second of the eliminations for Universe 7, but it was going to happen eventually, even though I thought it was going to happen first. I thought he was going to be the first elimination of this tournament, and I somehow thought Krillin was going to last to like the 4th last on the team, which would have been crazy. I think I've said all I can really say for the overall thoughts, so with that being said, let's jump into the previews. While episode 106 was a pretty boring episode for me, the next episode is going to be a fun one, a very, very high potential one. And I will say before I get into these previews, there is a little bit of a problem, because next week there will be no episode because they're doing a special thing on Fuji TV about the history of Japan. They will have different appearances from like anime characters, just sort of illustrating the different cultures and the different pieces of history of Japan. Like I remember I saw Vegeta as a samurai in part of this, I believe. I'm not actually sure, but I may actually watch that. It seems like it'd be a very interesting watch. So no Super episode next week. I'll try to line something up as a replacement for the episode discussion. So this is going to be happening not next week, but the week after. That would be the weekend of the 16th of September. So that's when we're going to be back to Super. So episode 107, entitled Revenge F, a Cunning Trap is set. And it seems like Frost and maybe Frieza's plan is seemingly coming into the fold now, with a very nice tribute to Resurrection F instead, now Revenge F, which is seemingly centered around Frost. As we get into the previews, we see that Magicayo returns after fighting Goku in 105, however he's taken on a whole nother beast entirely in this episode. He's taken on Jiren in this episode, as we see he makes this huge fist like Luffy fighting Jiren. We also get a quick shot of Frost smiling as we get back to Magicayo, seemingly taking on the entirety of the remaining Pride Troopers, as Dispo is now back in action after his beatdown at the hands of Hit in 104. However, we also see that Magetta will be returning, as we get a Magetta versus Vegeta rematch for the 3rd time in this arc so far. Rematch saying so that he had Champa arc, then he fought him in 101, I believe it was the Kale episode, and then we got him fighting Vegeta again here, and Goku says in the previews that Universe 6's Frost is using Vegeta to corner us. But how? He can't really do what he did in the Champa Arc tournament because there is no sort of cube or dome to allow heat to build up and give that sort of pressure to the characters, unless he tries to use like lava or something to stop them, or he has like a new technique that maybe makes like a lava cube or something like that to trap them in. I'm not sure. But we get 2 shots of Beerus and Kitela as well as Jiren, and we see sort of a fiery background behind Vegeta and Frost, so maybe it will be to do with that after all. And Goku says something extremely interesting. 2 episodes ago we saw the return of the Mafuba, the evil containment wave. However, Goku tells us right here, Master Roshi, you're gonna use the evil containment wave, don't anymore and you'll die for sure this time. With Roshi very aggressively using the Mafuba, and I believe right here we also see a shot of Frost in like the kind of Mafuba background. However, he isn't like the kind of green essence, I guess you could say, the green essence that is used when a character is being trapped within the Mafuba. It honestly looks like he is either using the Mafuba right here, or he is doing what Piccolo did back in the 23rd Tenkaichi Budokai against Kami and reflecting the Mafuba back at Roshi, which would be incredibly interesting. It would be really interesting because we haven't seen someone take control of the Mafuba for a very long time and use it against our characters. We saw Trunks use the Mafuba, but he didn't use it against the allies, he used it against Zamasu. So it's going to be very interesting if Frost does use the Mafuba here. As we see the title, Revenge F, Cunning Trap is set, with a shot of Goku in the background, as well as an extremely worrying shot for Universe 7 as Roshi is on the deck with Frost standing on top of him, with Goku looking up and Frost having a smoking finger, having just fired a death beam or something at someone, either on a mountain or maybe even on the bench, we don't know. However, the previews end there. It's going to be a very fun episode in 2 weeks, I think. So, before I end this video, remember, no episode next week. I'll try and line a replacement up for the episode discussion. Maybe talk about just the tournament so far and how I feel about it or something like that. I'll think of something by that point. So, if you guys like this video, please leave a like and a comment in the comment section below. Do you think that Roshi will be eliminated by Frost next episode? And do you think Frost and Frieza's true plan is finally going to come into motion in this tournament? Please share this amongst your friends, and if you could, please hit the bell next to the subscribe button. That way you'll get a notification every single time I upload. That way you'll get every single piece of content to you as it goes up. I've been AzureAce, and thank you for coming to the video.
You have arrived. I'm here to tell you that if you don't subscribe to AzureAce for Dragon Ball, Kingdom Hearts, and Pokemon TCG content, you will wander forever in the darkness of your heart.